All right. So before I end the stream, because I'll probably end the stream after this little lesson, so I think I'll go here. How many viewers on chat? Because I never look at the number, so that way I don't overthink it. 16 people in the chat. All right. First of all, shout out to all 16 of y'all. So sit tight, because for like the next maybe 30-40 minutes, I'll give y'all a little rundown on at least my mindset of like when I play these matchups. So this little 4-game win streak. Was this 4-game? What were the games from today? These are the games of today. What was this matchup? Okay, so this is a common matchup, right? So we'll run through this. I think this is, yeah. Okay. Replay doc. All right. Okay, so this is a common matchup that I've seen almost all of my ranked season this set, right? Nameku. So to really approach this matchup is if you're running dab tanks or starter tanks or both, I prioritize the starter tanks. Mind you, I run 4, so I want to see it, right? But I'm okay with going into dab tanks, because if he wants to swing into it, 1, that's 1 less swing to face, and 2, I'll get the hoolies back. So in this opening hand right here, it's ass. This is absolutely ass. With the list that I've built, you don't have anything that says draw a hoolie. You know what I mean? You don't have a card that says get Gotenks, get Trunks off the top deck, whatever. You have 12 pieces. So literally, as much as people hate it, it's just harder the cards, draw them. You see what I mean? So that's how I play the deck. If I draw them, I draw them. If I don't, I just don't, right? And people don't like that. People don't want to hear that. People feel like, oh, then it lacks consistency, whoop-de-woo. It's sure, right? Depends on who you're asking. But I leaned more into extras and Gotenks. That's why I play the 4 Piccolos that search Gotenks and extras. So that way, even if I'm bottom decking hoolies, I need to get something of value moving forward. As long as I get the 4 energy, I'm okay. Would I like to fuse by turn 2? 100%. Do I absolutely have to do it if I want a chance to win? No. Just play the game, right? So I hard mulligan for the hoolies, the fusion pieces. I don't see none in hand. We send the hand back. So right off the rip, starter tanks and Goten. Love to see it. All we need is a Trunks, right? This matchup, they don't play removal. And what is this? This does nothing to me. So we could play this and know it's safe. He has nothing to touch it. You know your matchups. That's another thing. If you know your opponent cannot get rid of this turn 1, then play it. You just gotta understand how you could be approached. I know he has nothing for this turn 1. So he goes through his play, cantrip, simple, cool. We swing, draw. We was hoping for a Trunks, didn't see it. Is what it is. Hard cast them. People feel like if you don't get the value of the return 4, you get no value. If you know they cannot be removed, play them. Play this first, play this second. Turn 3, you'll have a fusion. Pass. We're in no rush to wake him up because he'll do bullshit once he's flipped. So we want to kind of tempo the game accordingly. Right there, we see our Trunks. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. He kills this, right? All right. It is what it is. Does that suck? 100%. Move forward. Right. Cool. So I'm pretty sure here I just tapped the 2. Because put it like this, right? In a perfect world, he KOs this, which the smart choice was not to. You obviously you KO the engine starter. But you're never mad if you have to tap 2, even for cards like this, right? Because you could flip this scenario. What if this card was on board, right? And this was in hand. It's the same scenario. If this card is in hand, I'm tapping 2 for it, right? So I'm pretty sure I just tapped the 2. I just, you're not stopping me from doing this. Tap the 2, and with your hand at 7, you want to make sure to get value out of starter tanks before you do the activate main. Your hand is at 7. Make sure your hand is at 7, and don't force it down to 7. That's what has people thinking, oh, but Gotenks makes you have to play with 7 or less. No, you don't. You don't have to go down to 7 to get value. If I'm at 11 cards, 12 cards in hand, I'm gonna play this because that just makes sense, right? But given the game state that I'm in, I can easily play starter tanks, get back my fusion pieces. Look at that. Now, next turn 4, it's cheap enough for me to do a fusion and an extra, depending on what he does and how I can react. Swing here because, again, we don't want to rush awaken him, and we swing there to get a card out of his hand. Force him to do something about this 4 cost. Take a life. We don't want to make it easy for him. We'll take it. We're at 2 fat tanks right now. Kind of want 3, but we'll see how that goes moving forward. Combo out, because now he can do his bullshit, right? Swing, flip. Because this look at that. There's a lot of pressure. This is a lot of annoying pressure. No death missile chain either, unfortunately. He goes angry Kamehameha. We just gotta let it die. But see, the beautiful thing about what starter tanks did for us is that we're entering turn 4. A lot of times, this is one of the most awkward turns for a Gotenks, because it could go really good or really bad, right? Not having the hoolies in hand for fusion makes my turn 4 bad, because I could tap 4 for a Gotenks, but then I have no room for an extra, right? So going into turn 4 is so important for the deck because you want to already have a 4 cost on board. What starter tanks was allowed to give me was 2 things. One, it gave me a 4 cost Gotenks on board, and that's what matters. That's what the deck wants. This should just say, make sure you have a 4 cost Gotenks on board at all times, so this effect can trigger. That's what this fucking text should say. Make sure a 4 cost is on board, right? Because I don't have one, this would have been very bad. But what starter tanks was allowed to do was, 1, put 1 on board, right? 2, gave me back the pieces I needed to fuse again the following turn. And 3, it even took an angry Kamehameha to the face. That's 1 less angry Kamehameha to me. All from the starter tanks. Starter tanks did all that for me. So now, going in the next turn, we just fuse again. And look what we draw off the top. Literally the card. This is the best card we could have drew. We get rid of Kamikaze, the Boo Boo Volleyball, because even if he goes tall, it's like we'll have a way to deal with that. Board wipe. Activate. Draw 2. See, now here, right? This is exactly a certain scenario that I had mentioned earlier in my stream, where people debate the Gotenks starter value over this, right? In this state of the game, if I had the starter tanks in hand and also this jaw tanks in hand, I would play the starter tanks. Because at least I know I'm guaranteed getting 2 10Ks. People want the 30K swing, right? And that's understandable. That's completely understandable. Because then you what? You rip a super combo, you rip maybe 2 cards out of hand. I get it, 100%. But when going against a deck like Goku that can output high number damage, a card that says get you back 2 10Ks and fusion tools to make your next turn cheaper over a blind draw 2, which just gave me 2 dead cards. Mind you, I am sitting on 3 supers, so there's that to consider. Yes, but imagine if these 2 were just guaranteed 10Ks. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Because then you know what? Turn 5, I could just hard cast this and play Boo Boo Volleyball and draw 2 versus having the fuse for it. But that's just food for thought. That if I have 11, 12 cards in hand, 100%, this is still the play. But if I'm at 6, 7 cards in hand, I would definitely rather play the starter tanks to guarantee 2 10Ks. But we rip some cards out of his hand. And thank you, Downer, because a lot of times I will play the starter because I am guaranteeing 2 10Ks. I'm not blind drawing, right? Now there are games where even if you are in that situation, if you know your deck is low and you haven't seen no supers and you're kind of deep into the deck, this card might draw it. And I think that's value. I think that alone is value over the 2 10Ks. 1 card gives you the value of 2. And draw 3 dead cards and 1 5K. Exactly. Exactly. But again, if my hand is at 11, 12, 13 cards, yes, go into this. But if I'm at 7 cards in hand, I'm playing starter tanks. I am getting 2 10Ks back. I'm not going to be struggling for combo power on defense. So here he swings life, combo out. Take this because we know we're not going to get hit with a Nameku double striker. I'm pretty sure I take, yeah, we save this because we're going to try to push for game. Sitting on these supers definitely was great for us. So I think we charge Goku. Yeah, we charge Goku because that's just not a play this turn. Play Super Ghost, go up to 55. Lead effect, rip a super out of his hand. Draw 2, boom, boom. So here, right? This is why I want more fat tanks in the build. Because fat tanks at this stage of the game is so good. Fat tanks early game, like turn 2, he's okay. He's okay. He's not bad, but he's not at his peak. This Fat Tanks is at his peak when this is in drop, of any 4 costs is in drop, and an extra is in drop. It doesn't matter. Just duo, an extra, and any 4 costs Gotenks that you care to grab back. That's why at this stage of the game, you have to look at your drop as your second hand. This is just an extended hand, because your cards on board and in hand will care about what's in here. So notice how we was at 7 cards in hand, right? We play these 2, we go to 5. Gotenks, Fat Tanks, we pitch. What did we pitch? What did we just pitch? We go tank from hand. What did we just pitch? Oh, we pitched the extra because we're going for game. Grab that, turn into a combo. Guaranteed 2 10Ks. You see what I'm saying? Like, starter tanks is... it just blows my mind that people think that this card should be removed when you can guarantee what you're adding to hand. So that's the Nameku matchup. It's tricky. I don't think it's easy, and it's a little more on the difficult side, to be honest, but it's winnable. It's definitely winnable. What was this one? There's we could look into this one, because I think this might be relevant next set as well.
That fuck 'em up. Hey. I'ma do my stuff.
Yes, sir. Bird Gods with the sub skis. I appreciate that, my GG. So Yellow Vegeta, I don't know if much people are talking about Yellow Vegeta moving forward in the set 8. I think it's still a deck that needs to be respected, right? It's one of those decks that you could go a long time not even run into it, but when you do, it could remind you how annoying and obnoxious the deck is, right? All the tools that it has. So I believe I keep this hand because I have 2 fusion pieces, which is, again, you're mulliganing for one of these. If you could get both of them, great. But even just one of them just kind of gets your going a little bit, right? So I think I kept this hand. Yeah, we keep the hand. We go first, which is cool for us. Look at that. God hand. God hand. Bird Gods. This is the hand. This is the hand. But let me tell you something. You do not play anything against these motherfuckers. Do not play out a card against yellow. Do not. Listen to me. Listen closely. Heed my words. Do not play a card into yellow. Now, if I had Piccolo, I'll play it. If I had Piccolo, I'll play it. If I had a cantrip, I'll play it. Hell, if I had the skinny tanks, I would have played it. Tap 1, draw 1, discard this, and then just skinny tanks, place in the drop and add it right back, right? Just to get some type of filter going, right? I ain't got none of that. It's a charge and pass. You do not risk this. This is gold. These right here, gold. This in hand along with them, you're sitting on diamonds. diamonds. So we take some swings, right? Turn 2. I think here I charge the dual attack because we play 3. When you play 2, it feels very hard to charge, right? Because you charge 1 and then the other one is either in life or somewhere deep in the deck. You don't know. But we play it at 3 now, which makes it a little bit easier to charge. Right? But we don't charge it because we have 2 of this. And swing. We have nothing to play. We pass. Now here, right? Here's where we want to really pay attention to where our hand goes. Because if our hand is at 9 at the beginning of our turn, that's perfect. Especially going into turn 3, right? 3 swings, we take it. No reason not to take it. That's cool. Boom. Fusion pieces. He's drawing. He's drawing. Cool. Our hand is at 9 now. This is perfect. When you have these cards in your hand at 9, turn 3, you do the fusion. Because your hand will just play it out perfectly. Tap 1, go to 8. Tap another one, go to 7. Do the dance. Draw, go to 8. Play starter tanks, go to 7. Grab back your 2 10Ks. Hello? Can anybody hear me? Why are we considering removing this from the deck? Why is that a conversation in the Discord chat? And it's not even, that's not even any like shade towards anyone in terms of like what I consider their skill or play level. It's just when I see this play, why do we want to take this out? You get the fusion pieces right back. You establish a 4-cost on board. You're at 6 life, so you're healthy. You're not in danger. You turn your deck into tap 1, do shit. Look at all the 1 costs in my hand now. This is what you want your hand to look like. A bunch of 1 drops and a few 4s with some super combos sprinkled in the middle. This is what the deck wants to look like. 1 drops and super combos and some fusion pieces. And we pass, right? When we do not have to swing with this for the simple fact that when he's played out this early in the game, he is simply a beacon. He is there to allow your deck to be a 1-drop deck. He only swings when your opponent is at 4, because at that point, now you want your value out of the 25k swings, right? But when your opponent is not awakened yet, you let him chill there. Force them to do something about it. Don't allow them to swing into it, combo up, stall you out, because now his swings have to go towards life. Repeated draw turn after turn from draw tank. Protection from dab tanks. And I think dab tanks is a good alternative if I don't see this, right? But draw tank, yeah, like this is just perfect. This is perfect. This is why I have it at 4, so that way I have a maximum chance to find both of them and the starter tanks, so I can get these early turn play curves. So we pass. He goes into Janemba. That kind of sucks, but see, he's not awakening yet. He swings here. Kind of sucks, but we burn a super combo. We keep our deck as a tap 1 do shit deck. I think right out the gates here, we just oh, I thought we had, oh, okay. We charged the death missile, but I think it's because we just simply go straight into the boo-boo volleyball. We swing into it, stall life. Swing here just to see what we could do. Now, here, right? I think I do the fusion tech and we test his gangsta. Yeah, we go into the fusion. That our starter tanks, mind you, was able to get back for us. And we whiff. And we whiff. George Whiffington. We whiff off the 4 costs. And we swing into the 3. He probably feels that we have the Ultra Boo Boo Volleyball in hand, which we do. But that just kind of allows us to force him to give us a card, or we just get rid of it anyway. So now we can go into the Piccolo and try to get some cards back in the hand. Now he knows we have the Boo Boo Volleyball, but now we have 2 instead of having to use 1. Swings into life, grab a super combo. This right here was great because he KOs the dab tanks, gives us back the hoolies, and then we go into a whole turn with hoolies already established. Now, if I remember correctly, this is where we go aggressive. This is where we put foot on the gas. And this is where the deck can pivot to feel like a swarm deck. It's not always this way. It's not always this play style. But you have to be able to read the room. You have to be able to read game state and see when you can really put your foot on the gas and when you can't. I think we charge here. We charge... What do we charge? Oh, Boo Boo to energy. And the reason we charge a Boo Boo is because if he goes into like Frieza SCR, then we're not removing it, right? And we also have an extra in hand, so if he does play something we could remove, we have something for it. We swing. And we swing because we see that our hand is at 9, but we have some combos, right? So we combo a Fat Tanks 15 to 15. Bing. Swing 20 to 20. Because Yellow Vegeta doesn't like a bunch of swings, right? Yellow Vegeta would rather deal with 2 to 3 tall swings because he can get over them versus multiple 20, 20, 20, 25, 30. Like, he hates those swings. We combo our hand down to 7, but in a reasonable manner. It wasn't reckless combos. We were able to start our turn with hoolies on board, him at 15k power, and reasonable combos to get our hand down to 7. That way when we fuse, we draw, play starter tanks, get back our fusion pieces. And why is this a conversation that we want to remove starter tanks? Why is it a conversation that people want to remove starter tanks from the builds? What are we doing? Swinging out because he's at 4 life, so might as well. And then we could swing here, combo the Piccolo. Again, it's these little 20s, 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 25s. He hates those swings. And I believe we even fuse here and swing with a Super Ghost. Yep. Fusion tech that the starter tanks was able to give us. And we just simply slap on a draw tanks with Super Ghost, draw 2. Now he has to prioritize this to try to get rid of it. Final explosion again, but mind you, he hasn't been able to summon nothing. So we're not in a bad spot. Now we're at 6 life. Boom. Boom. Daddy's home. Daddy's home. Bing, bop. He gives us combo. And this is where dual tanks really starts to show value, right? Because yeah, we're being stalled. We're not even playing Self Awakeners, mind you. So sometimes our front side lead has to combo like a little 5k, maybe some 10ks, depending on what we're trying to establish in the drop. But when we're being stalled, we want to lean into dual attack tanks with a kamikaze. We'll combo 5 just to get, just to get a reaction. And then restand, swing again for 50. Got him down to 1. Vegeta is down to 1.
That fuck 'em up. I'ma do my stuff.
Yes, sir. Downer with the sub. I appreciate you, GG. Thank you, man. You've been tapped in on a lot of the streams. I appreciate that. So trying to kill the Goku is not doing it. So we save the Goku. Starting a turn with Goku feels euphoric. Now, I think I skipped charge here only because I'm trying to maintain resources and hand value because he is at 12, so it's still dangerous. That's actually, like, look at the hand. I don't know why I wasn't showing the hand in the beginning. But as you can see, he's got resources, right? So we combo to 25, we get the duo hoolies into the drop. That's what we need before this guy can swing. Get a card out of his hand. We have death missile chain, so we're cooling. Draw back. The dual attack tanks. Use. Back into dual attack. Grab back our Oh yeah, we was on that bullshit. Yeah. Swinging out. Yep, and grab back kamikaze, and I just said I don't give a fuck about this card. You're not doing anything too much. You're not doing anything that makes my life difficult. So the focus is just punch you for high volume numbers. I know you have a lot of resources in hand, and we gotta pull them out. And give a calm 60 to make it even more uncomfortable. Yep. And again, just he continues to stall us, and the stalling is annoying, but he didn't stun the forecast. I'm pretty sure that was a mistake. I'm pretty sure he probably misjudged on what was going on. So we just go straight into another Goku, into the duo hoolies to get back the forecast. And it's just pressure, non-stop pressure. And we want that kamikaze back in hand. Combo to get more cards out of his hand. Draw 2, bing bop. And then swing out. And even this is just ridiculously close. So basically, like I said, like the list feels good enough to climb the Masters. But once you really start running into the heavy hitters of the meta, like full power Self, full power Boo, it is still tough. So, um, what I will say, at least pertaining to this list, if you're trying to play Gotenks and you want to try to grind the Masters, as long as you know your matchups and as long as you know how to properly set up your drop, how to properly combo, how to properly, you know, understand when to put your foot on the gas and when to just chill, when to put out the hoolies early game, what to mulligan for. Like Gotenks demands a lot of knowing how to make the pieces work. It's really not just pick up and just do whatever you think you want to do and go about it. Like you want to understand your matchup so that way you know what you're mulliganing for. And honestly, this is just knowledge for any deck. It's not just Gotenks, right? I'm kind of saying shit that's like, well, you should do that for every deck, for every matchup. Yes, but Gotenks definitely heavily relies on understanding how he can start fusing early game, because yellow, it's tough. I can't play anything against yellow. I play a hoolie against yellow, I run into a freezer that says put you to rest mode, and then I'm swinging into it, right? So you kind of got to move accordingly. But this list, as the meta is right now, I think it's good enough to grind to Masters, because in plat and below, yeah, you're gonna run into Cell. Yes, you're gonna run into Boo. Honestly, Omega is your most difficult matchup, and Piccolos are out there as well, right? So that's something you got to consider. Out of the big four, like they do give you a run for your money, but really it's Omega you want to try to avoid at all costs. That's kind of the hardest one out of the four. The others are beatable. It's just very tough. But Omega just can feel like, it could be a depressing matchup sometimes. But if you want to get the Masters, I think this is a list that you could rock and get there with. And this list is actually going to look very different once we enter set 8, and I will update the list to, you know, accommodate the new forecast, Gotenks, and try to see what value we could get. I'm actually gonna also upload videos on my YouTube, AO Jules Games on YouTube. I'm gonna upload some earlier games from some set 8 testing, and it'll be uploaded there tomorrow, so stick around for that. And yeah, man, pretty successful stream, a calm 10-hour stream. It was